Very nice indeed.
Burial chambers in Mayan temple mounds are very rare indeed.
And we owe you all gratitude indeed.
It is indeed an honor.
If what he saw was indeed real, that's the origination point of the Gould military attack on Earth.
You are indeed, and that you may indeed be dead.
If you are indeed the Tokrov Jaffa legend,
this is indeed uncomfortable.
Indeed we are.
Indeed. They are indeed invisible.
But we have indeed missed you, our beloved.
Indeed. Indeed.
it is indeed a place where fires burn strong.
Indeed.
Indeed. It's indeed a teleportation device. Indeed. Indeed we were, General Hammond. Indeed.
Shonak was indeed a great teacher.
Indeed it is.
The air is indeed clean. Indeed it does. Indeed. Then these others may indeed be responsible for the disappearance of Daniel Jackson and Major Carter.
Our situation has indeed worsened. Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Colonel O'Neill is indeed qualified, Dr. Hamilton. Indeed. 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 Indeed I have not. Indeed. Indeed we have. Indeed. Indeed you did on several occasions.
No, I didn't.
Indeed I have not. Indeed. And indeed we are trapped. If that is indeed the case, Major Carter and Daniel Jackson could not have survived. Indeed.
Wise indeed.
Indeed. The Sentinel is indeed a device of great power. Indeed. Then she may indeed be not of this world. Indeed.
If indeed Colonel O'Neill is in Ball's hands.
Indeed.
You're indeed not alone.
Indeed. 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 Indeed she was.
The time dilation device was indeed activated.
Indeed. 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 It is indeed a mystery, Jonas Quinn. Indeed. Indeed I was.
You are indeed all-powerful, my lord.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed you are, O'Neill.
Indeed. 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 Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. A summit between Ramus and Tilgath did indeed take place. Indeed. Indeed. They were indeed a primitive society. Indeed. 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 Indeed.
Ball would indeed be unstoppable.
Indeed he is. Indeed. 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 This gentleman did indeed signal. Indeed I am. His mood is foul indeed. Indeed.
You are indeed a wise and gracious leader, O'Neill of Minnesota. You have indeed. When he realized the Goa'uld could indeed be defeated.
Indeed.
The rebel Jafar Malak's worlds are indeed a mighty force. Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. That is indeed good news. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed I am.
Ball must indeed be desperate. Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed I will. Indeed. 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 Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed, that much is certain.
My heart is indeed with our people. Indeed. 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 Indeed.
Indeed, that is still the case.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed.
General Landry is indeed persuasive. We are indeed suitably employed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
If the weapon indeed works the way Merlin's writings imply.
Indeed. 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 Indeed.
I will indeed, Colonel Mitchell. Indeed.
Indeed we did. Indeed. 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 Indeed.
Fortunately indeed to smile upon me to see your faces again.
Indeed.
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 If that indeed is going to happen.
Without word that I indeed survived the attack, but that I am gravely injured. Indeed. Indeed. If indeed they did possess an authentic DHD, would they not display it near the authentic gate? Indeed. 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 Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed there is. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed we did.
Indeed. Indeed.
Her body is indeed failing her.
You must come from a distant land indeed, if you have not heard of the tower.
Indeed.
If they are indeed trying to warn us of something, if it was indeed a Wraith experiment...
Indeed it is.
Indeed I am. Indeed.
We do indeed.
Indeed. Indeed it is. Indeed. 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 You say that a lot. What? Indeed. Do I? Yeah. I had not noticed. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Now, as much as you want to believe that this new Fran is indeed Dr. Weir...
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
And if you are indeed the ship, why aren't you helping me?
Indeed it is.